crossover run. So this is crossover right over left. And so when you look at the athlete whose feet are straight, they don't understand how to angle their feet. So we talk a lot to the backliners about this. If the only way you have to move at high pace is linear run or a quick back pedal, how efficient are you? So if the ball gets driven, do you understand how to take your body and go left? For example, in this case, Matt's going to go left over right. He's going to pull his back shoulder so he can see the field behind him and still cover ground. And then make a
question is, do you want your shoulders square?
Yeah, and again,
he's kind of like open slightly, but you want that, right?
I want his back shoulder pulled back.
Yeah.
Because the field plays back here.
Yeah. Okay.
We all need a good laugh later, too.
And then so again, you see somebody who's really rigid who hasn't done it before. They're literally walking and stepping, so they're not going to be able to cover ground. They're probably real weak abduction, adduction, hips are weak. So again, we'll analyze that. And then this is the last one. This is back to the
He's serious now.
That's what I want. That's what I want.
Hey, you come next over, Nick? Man, you come down here every day.
You're there?
Hey, you come down here every day and tell us you work out.
I'll do it like this.
Right now, so
dominate,
from this point, and Shy Peter always does it at record speed. I'm right over 10 minutes. Okay, so the athlete's sweating, the athlete's warmed up, core temperature's warmed up, everything in every plane, every joint is warmed up. Options that some coaches like to do, they'll get into arm swings and stuff. I don't do that with my guys. Some of my guys who have really tight hip flexors or whatever, we'll get into an easy, not passive, not static hip flexor, just to make sure it's more mental for them than anything else. And then these guys, it's always get a quick sip, so they get hydration. Again, we hydrate before, get a quick sip, and then they're out into their, whatever their coaching activity is, whether it's, they're gonna start knocking the ball around, playing big, whatever. We had a 97, 98 who walked in the other night on Monday night. Hip flexor hurts. What'd you do? 97. Well, we were out on the field and I started cranking shots.
All right.
It's 36 degrees outside. So I mean, it was good. It's a great teaching moment. I mean, look, man, you're not made. It's not that flexible anymore. You're not made of rubber bands, so you need to warm up. I'm like, you're sore right now because of what you did, not the coach, not us. So these guys, the hope is for your teams or whatever. And I know we've had conversations with Patch and Pat about making this part of the curriculum. And I think where's Ralph? I didn't get to hear that wherever he went there. So hopefully this is something that we can use as a club. It's standardized. There's a purpose to it. Again, some of the bigger components of it for our guys. We do it in here as a pre-activity warm-up. We're assessing where are we? Where are these athletes? What do we need to do with them? So how does that look? When it's pre-game, it's for me to the coach. If I was setting my guys up for Dale, if I came over and warmed your team up, you would let me know beforehand who's got a hamstring, who's got a knee, and I would let you know. They moved well, they didn't move well. Dale, they didn't move well. You couldn't get through this, you couldn't get through that. So keep that in mind. That helps you with your substitution patterns. Who's going to play, who's not going to play. The other part of it is, again, the team connection. They know when they start this, it's 100% focus. Again, I don't want to hear about your girlfriends. I don't want to hear about school. You're going to go from this on the field, leave that crap behind you. So if it's 45 minutes early, get that figured out. This is going to take you 15 minutes. We're going to hydrate, we get on the field, or I'll, again, check with, we were talking about warm-ups before, I will check with the guy running the line, how much time before we start, how much time before we go. Hey, coach, you're going to have X number of minutes. I'll get the warm-up going. I'll make sure my guys are ready so that when we get that 10 minutes in between games, they're on the ball for 10 minutes. It's not, we're trying to figure out what the hell we're doing from what done until past that point. Some of the other parts of it, a lot of the single leg things like going to a forward lunge. The lunge progression, okay, ACL and all of our athletes, so we're constantly, not go side lunge, we're constantly trying to get them one base of support, understanding what that's like to get there. Any of the jumping, the high skips, the jumps, power skips, we're on one, ankle flexion. How's that look? Again, when Matt and I are standing here, we stand at the top of the line, we must say it 100 times a night. So again, if I'm going to come at Dale, I want to make sure that I'm linear, I'm lined up, I'm balanced. As soon as I see that, we make that correction. We talk a lot about how am I going to strike a ball to you every single time I go to prepare and I'm turned inside. And then I go and I take forward movement. Now what happens to my knee? And again, we'll see it in here. So we'll try to make that correction. You can't technically do what you guys wanted to do if it doesn't start here with your athletic base and your support structure, how that looks.